Here's how I love to start my sessions when I'm working with children ages 6 to 12. And this is specifically used for when you're working or I'm working with children that don't have the highest level of skill or highest level of interest in the sport. My name is Kyle Wilson, Kyle C. Wilson. I've even been called the Angry Soccer Guy. I have worked with children as young as 2 years old, all the way to professional players over my current 10-year youth soccer career. And the professional players that I've worked with are Luis Nani from Manchester United, Benji Michel, Dom Dwyer, Teshuak Adeli, Ruan Teixeira, Santiago Patino, and many others that have played the game at the MLS level and higher. And I've even trained the generational talent, Cauã Basil, who is arguably the biggest talent coming out of Brazilian football right now, which gives me a lot of knowledge and information to share with people, and that's what I'm doing here. And the first exercise I always go to is a game. And the game that I like to use, and I've used a variety of them, but I found that this is the best one for me, is one player versus one player. And the reason that I like to do this is because right when they show up, I get them playing immediately. All they require is a grid to know where they're attacking and where they're defending. And then they require a ball and they can play against the opponent that's there with them. And then what I'll create is multiple grids. So let's say it's 3 grids that are 10 by 12 or 12 by 10 or whatever size you want it to be. And that way they already know that when they show up, they can start playing right away because the balls are out, the grids are set up, and the rules that I will state are very simple. I expect the games to last, say, 3 to 5 seconds because they should be quick. And then they score by dribbling across the end line. They're not shooting, they're not passing, they're not kicking, they're dribbling to score. You would just require 4 cones. I would create like a box or a rectangle, whatever you want to call it. And then to score, or the way that I start the sequence is, the defender has the ball, he plays it across to the attacker receives. Now we're going 1 versus 1. If the attacker can beat the opponent, they dribble past them, and they dribble past the line to score. Vice versa, if the defender can steal the ball, they score by dribbling past the opposite line. And then I have them switch sides. And then I keep it less than 6 players in one group. The reason for that is because that way they can get ample playing time, but also ample rest. Because when you're usually playing 1v1, the intensity goes up quickly because I'm expecting 3 to 5 seconds. Right? Now, sometimes the games will last a little bit longer, sometimes they'll last a little bit less. A lot will depend on their skill level. But that is definitely the first activity I love to use, just like that. And you can vary up the 1v1 if you have mini goals, use mini goals. That's better for kids. But then you just got to make sure that you add rules that don't let them just pick up the ball and shoot it right away. Because what I want is I want my kids to take a man on and attempt to beat that player. If they do or don't, that's fine. And if they don't, do it again. And if they do it again. Either way, I want them to get in the habit of having the confidence within themselves to use their skills, use their ability to dribble the ball, have confidence to beat an opponent, take that ownership, and score and or defend those goals. And that's the number one activity that I use when it comes to, especially the start of my practices for children aged 6 to 12, especially when they're not elite level.